Why do so many brilliant strategies fail? It's not because the ideas are bad. It's because the vision never makes it off the whiteboard and into reality. Most leadership problems aren't execution problems, they're clarity problems. If your team is pulling in different directions, it's a sure sign that clarity was assumed, not confirmed. Welcome to the Leadership Playbook! This quarter, we're diving deep into Q1 strategic foundations. We're kicking off January by clarifying vision and mission, and this week is all about vision and mission clarity. Today, we're tackling the one thing that separates talk from action, translating vision into measurable goals. This is the moment your strategy either becomes real or quietly breaks down. There's a powerful quote from Tony Robbins that really hits this home. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Think about that. Your vision, your mission, it's all invisible until you attach a goal to it. That's when it starts to take shape, when it becomes something your team can see, touch, and work towards. So here's the core insight, and it's a vision only creates impact when your intent is translated into consistent daily behavior. Alignment isn't built in a single all-hands meeting or a fancy presentation. It's forged in the small, everyday decisions made by every single person on your team. The biggest mistake leaders make is assuming that because they said something clearly once, everyone is on the same page. But clarity doesn't equal agreement or understanding. True clarity exists only when your team can explain a decision the same way you can. Think about it. Misalignment doesn't show up in big, dramatic blow-ups. It shows up in subtle ways. Two teams interpret the same directive differently. A project manager prioritizes speed while an engineer prioritizes quality, both thinking they're doing the right thing. These aren't failures of effort. They're failures of clarity. The real message isn't what you say. It's what gets rewarded. If you talk about innovation, but only reward hitting existing targets, your team gets the real message loud and clear. Your words say one thing, but your system says another. This creates confusion and erodes trust. Leadership isn't about being clear once. It's about being so consistent that confusion simply disappears. So how do you actually apply this? How do you make sure your vision doesn't just stay a vision? I've got 3 practical steps you can start using today. First, stop asking. Does that make sense? After you explain something, instead ask to make sure we're all aligned. Can you explain that back to me in your own words? This isn't a test, it's a check for shared understanding. Their answer will instantly reveal any gaps between what you intended and what they heard. It shifts the dynamic from passive agreement to active engagement. Second, conduct a reward audit. Take a hard look at what actually gets people praised, promoted, or given a bonus in your organization. Does it directly support the vision you're communicating? If you say you value collaboration, but you only reward individual top performers, you have a conflicting priority. What gets rewarded is what gets repeated. Make sure your rewards reinforce the behaviors you want to see. Third, and this is crucial, remove conflicting priorities. Most teams aren't lazy. They're just overwhelmed by too many number one priorities. When everything is important, nothing is. Your job as a leader is to create focus. Be ruthless in cutting out initiatives that dilute your team's energy and attention from the main goal. Give them the freedom to say no to things that don't align with the vision. At work, before you act on a decision, ask yourself, does this decision reinforce our core goals? And in your personal life, be explicit about your expectations with family and friends instead of just assuming you have a shared understanding. Real leadership is about closing the gap between intent and impact. It's about turning a powerful vision into measurable, achievable goals that everyone on your team understands and rallies behind. So, if this resonated with you, I have a question. What S1 action you'll take this week to translate your vision into more measurable goals? Drop your commitment in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more episodes from our Leadership Playbook, where we help you turn strategy into results.